After a terrible car accident, I called my wife and asked her to pick me up from the ER. She texted back, "I'm at lunch with my male best friend. I can't just leave." I replied, "Okay." What the police officer said when he walked up to their table made her wish she hadn't left me waiting. The impact sound, metal on metal, glass exploding, my own scream, lasted maybe 3 seconds. The silence after lasted forever. I remember the airbag, white powder everywhere, chemical burn smell. My face felt like someone had punched it with a brick wrapped in sandpaper. Then voices, distant at first. "Sir? Sir, can you hear me?" I tried to nod. My neck screamed in protest. "Don't move. We're getting you out. What's your name?" "Marcus. Marcus Chen." "Okay, Marcus. You're going to be fine. Stay with me." I'd been driving home from work. Thursday afternoon, 4:47 p.m. According to the dash clock, right before the semi-truck ran the red light at the intersection of Highland and Morse. 43 miles per hour, the police report would later say. T-boned my Honda Civic on the driver's side, spun me twice across 3 lanes. I remember the rotation, the world turning sideways, my laptop bag flying into the passenger window, the sickening crunch as my car finally stopped against a light pole. Then nothing, until the paramedics. St. Mary's emergency room smelled like disinfectant and fear. They wheeled me in on a gurney, bright lights overhead, people in scrubs moving fast, asking questions I could barely process. Any loss of consciousness? I don't know. Maybe? Pain level 1 to 10, 7, 8 when I breathe. Allergies to medications? No. They cut off my shirt, pressed on my ribs. I nearly blacked out from the pain. Possible fractured ribs, someone said. Get me a chest x-ray and a CT scan for the head injury. I'm seeing significant facial trauma. I caught sight of myself in the reflective surface of a medical cart. My face was purple, swollen, blood crusted under my nose and across my left cheek where the airbag had deployed. I looked like I'd gone 10 rounds with a heavyweight boxer and lost. Dr. Reeves came in 20 minutes later, mid-40s, gray hair, kind eyes behind wire-rimmed glasses. "Mr. Chen, I'm Dr. Jennifer Reeves, attending physician. You've been in a serious accident. We're running tests now, but preliminary examination shows a concussion, multiple contusions, and at least 2 fractured ribs. You're very lucky." "Doesn't feel lucky," I managed. She smiled slightly. "The semi-driver said you flew 15 feet. Your car is totaled. The fact that you're talking to me right now is nothing short of miraculous." Totaled. My car was totaled. I just made the last payment 3 months ago. "We'll need to keep you for observation," Dr. Reeves continued. "Monitor for internal bleeding. Make sure the concussion doesn't worsen. But if everything looks stable in a few hours, we can release you. Is there someone we can call?" "My wife," I said. "Sarah. Her number?" I recited it. My head felt stuffed with cotton. The nurse, Melissa, according to her badge, handed me my phone from the plastic bag with my belongings. "You can call her yourself if you'd prefer. Might be less scary than hearing from us." "Good point." I dialed Sarah. My hand shook, adrenaline finally wearing off, replaced by shock and pain. It rang once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. "Hey, what's up?" Sarah's voice, bright, cheerful. Background noise, music, laughter, the clatter of dishes. "Sarah, I was in a car accident. I'm at St. Mary's ER." Pause. The background laughter continued. "Oh my God, are you okay? Concussion, fractured ribs. They're running more tests. But yeah, I'm okay. Can you come get me? They said they might release me in a few hours if everything checks out." Another pause, longer this time. "How bad is the car?" "Totaled." "Shit. Okay, the background noise shifted. A male voice, muffled, saying something I couldn't make out. Sarah's laugh in response. "Marcus, here's the thing. I'm actually at lunch right now with Ryan. Ryan, her best friend from college. The guy she'd been spending increasing amounts of time with over the past 6 months. Sarah, I was just hit by a semi-truck." "I know, babe, and I'm so glad you're okay. But Ryan drove all the way from Bellevue to meet me. We just ordered. It would be really rude for me to just bail on him." My ribs hurt. My head throbbed. The fluorescent lights felt like ice picks behind my eyes. "So, what should I do? Can't you just Uber home or get a cab? I can meet you there later. We're almost done anyway." Almost done. She was almost done with lunch, while I sat in an emergency room with fractured ribs and a concussion. "Yeah," I said quietly. Okay, so you'll figure it out?" "Yeah, I'll figure it out. You're the best. Love you. See you at home." She hung up. I stared at my phone, at the black screen, at my own reflection in it. Bruised, swollen, barely recognizable. Nurse Melissa touched my shoulder gently. "Is someone coming?" I looked at her. "No." "Oh." Her expression shifted. Pity mixed with something harder. Anger on my behalf. "Do you have anyone else you can call?" I thought about it. My parents were 3 hours away in Spokane. My brother was deployed overseas. My friends were all at work, and I didn't want to impose. Then I remembered. David, Sarah's older brother. Officer David Torres, Seattle PD, 15 years on the force. We'd always gotten along, played basketball on weekends, grabbed beers after Sarah's family dinners. He was a good guy. Solid. The kind of person who showed up when it mattered. I pulled up his number. Hit call. "Marcus." His voice was warm, happy. "What's going on, man? We still on for the Seahawks game Sunday? Hey, so, I was in a car accident. I'm at St. Mary's ER. Sarah said she can't pick me up because she's at lunch with Ryan. I know you're probably working, but..." "Stop." His voice went cold, flat. "Say that again." "I was in an accident." "No, the Sarah part. She's at lunch with Ryan and said she can't leave to pick me up. Silence. I could hear his breathing on the other end. Then, where are they? I don't know. Some restaurant. She didn't say. Don't move. I'll find out. David, you don't have to. I'm her brother, Marcus. And you're my friend. I'll handle this. He hung up. I sat there in the ER bay, surrounded by beeping monitors and the smell of antiseptic, wondering what handle this meant. Nurse Melissa brought me water and crackers. Eat slowly. Concussion can cause nausea. I nibbled the crackers, sipped the water. Everything tasted like cardboard. The CT scan came back clean. No brain bleeding. The x-rays confirmed 2 fractured ribs on my left side. Dr. Reeves prescribed pain medication and strict bed rest. You got lucky, Mr. Chen. Another 6 inches to the left, and we'd be having a very different conversation. Great, I mumbled. Do you have a safe place to recover? Someone to help you for the next few days? You shouldn't be alone with a head injury. I thought about Sarah, about her laughing in the background of our phone call, about Ryan. I'll figure something out. My phone buzzed. Text from David. Found them. Marco's Italian Bistro on 5th. I'm 10 minutes out. My stomach dropped. I knew Marco's. Upscale Italian place. Expensive. Romantic lighting. The kind of place you took a date, not a best friend. Another text. Don't worry. I've got this. I wanted to tell him to leave it alone, that I'd deal with Sarah later, that it was fine, but it wasn't fine, and I was too tired and hurt to pretend anymore. 20 minutes later, my phone rang. David, I need you to hear this, he said. No greeting, just straight to it. David, what are you? Just listen. The line shifted. Background noise flooded in. Restaurant sounds, silverware, conversation, someone laughing. Then David's voice. Different now. Official. Cold. Sarah Mitchell? David? Sarah's voice. Confused. What are you doing here? I'm here in my official capacity as a police officer with the Seattle Police Department. What? Why? Is Mom okay? Mom's fine. This isn't about Mom. Silence. Your husband was involved in a serious motor vehicle collision approximately 2.5 hours ago. He's currently at St. Mary's Hospital Emergency Department. He sustained multiple injuries, including a concussion and fractured ribs. He called you for assistance. You declined to help him. The restaurant noise seemed to fade, like everyone nearby was listening. I didn't decline. Sarah's voice went defensive. I just said I was at lunch. I told him to get an Uber. You told your injured husband, who was just hit by a semi-truck traveling at 43 miles per hour, whose car is completely totaled, who is sitting in an emergency room with a head injury that could have killed him, to get an Uber, while you finished lunch with your male best friend. The way he said male best friend dripped with contempt. Officer Torres, a new voice. Male. Nervous. I think there's been a misunderstanding. And you are? Ryan Mitchell, Sarah's friend from college. We were just catching up. There's nothing. Ryan Mitchell. David's voice went colder. The same Ryan Mitchell who's been texting my sister at 11 p.m.? The same Ryan Mitchell whose name I've heard 50 times in the last 3 months? The Ryan Mitchell my brother-in-law is currently in the hospital while Sarah prioritized having lunch with. Silence. Officer, this is really embarrassing, Sarah started. Embarrassing? David's laugh was sharp, cruel. You want to talk about embarrassing? Every person in this restaurant just heard me explain that you abandoned your husband at the ER. Look around, Sarah. They're all staring at you. I could picture it. The upscale crowd at Marco's. Business people on lunch breaks. Couples on dates. All of them watching this drama unfold. David, please. It's Officer Torres, and you're coming with me. Right now. We're going to the hospital, and you're going to pick up your husband. But Ryan drove. Ryan can get an Uber. The contempt in David's voice could have stripped paint, since you seem to think Uber is an appropriate solution for emergency situations. This is insane, Sarah said. Her voice was shaking now, crying. You're making a scene. You're humiliating me in front of everyone. I'm humiliating you? David's voice rose, not quite shouting, but loud enough that I knew the entire restaurant could hear. You humiliated yourself. You chose lunch with Ryan over your husband in the ER. I'm just making sure everyone here knows exactly what kind of wife you are. Chairs scraped. Sarah's voice. Fine, fine. I'll go. Just, can we please leave quietly? Too late for quiet, Sarah. By the way, Mom knows. I called her on the way over. She's actually at the hospital with Marcus right now. You told Mom? Sarah's voice cracked. The whole family knows. I group texted them. Figured they should understand what's happening. Mom's exact words were, I didn't raise you to be this kind of person. A sob. Then footsteps. The restaurant had gone completely silent. I could hear it through the phone. 60, 70 people. All watching. All judging. David's voice again. Pitched to Carrie. Folks, I apologize for the disruption to your meal. But when someone abandons their spouse after a serious accident, sometimes family has to step in. Enjoy your lunch. The restaurant door opened. Traffic sounds. Sarah crying. Then David's voice, closer to the phone. Marcus, you still there? Yeah, I'm bringing her to you. We'll be there in 15 minutes. David, you didn't have to. Yes, I did. Your family. And what she did? He paused. That's not okay. It's not even close to okay. The line went dead. I sat there in the ER bay, phone in my hand, trying to process what had just happened. Nurse Melissa had been standing in the doorway. She'd heard everything. Your brother-in-law? She asked. Yeah, he sounds like a good man. He is. And your wife? She didn't finish the sentence. Didn't need to. Yeah, I said quietly. Yeah. 15 minutes later, I heard voices in the ER hallway. Sarah's voice, high and tearful. David's voice, calm and immovable. Then a third voice. older, female, furious. My mother-in-law, Linda. Sarah Marie Torres, what were you thinking? Mom, I didn't know it was that serious. He called you from the emergency room. How is that not serious? I thought he was being dramatic. David's voice cut in. The semi-truck left a 40-foot trail of debris. His car had to be towed in 3 separate pieces. But sure, Sarah, he was being dramatic. The curtain to my bay pulled back. Sarah stood there, still in her lunch outfit. Nice blouse, designer jeans, makeup perfect except for the mascara running down her cheeks. Behind her, David in his police uniform. And Linda, my mother-in-law, looking at her daughter with an expression I'd never seen before. Disappointment so profound it was almost physical. Sarah saw me and gasped, "Oh my God." Marcus, I knew how I looked. Purple bruises blooming across my face and neck, bandages on my forehead where they'd cleaned the cuts, my left arm in a sling because moving it pulled on my fractured ribs, hospital gown, IV in my right hand. "Hi," I said. She rushed forward, grabbed my good hand. "Baby, I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was this bad. I thought you just had like a fender bender or something. I told you I was hit by a semi." My voice came out flat, empty. "I told you I had a concussion and fractured ribs. I know, but on the phone you sounded fine." "I sounded fine?" I looked at her. "I called you from the ER. What about that sounded fine?" She opened her mouth, closed it. David stepped forward. "Marcus, how are you feeling?" "Like I got hit by a truck." He smiled slightly. "Fair enough. Dr. Reeves said you can be released in about an hour if your vitals stay stable. I'll drive you home." "Thank you." Linda approached the other side of my bed. "Marcus, honey, I'm so sorry. If I'd known, it's not your fault, Linda. It's hers." She looked at Sarah. "I don't even know what to say to you right now." Sarah's face crumpled. "Mom, please, I made a mistake. Ryan had driven so far, and I thought Marcus would be okay and—" "Ryan." Linda's voice went sharp. "You're still talking about Ryan. Your husband is lying in a hospital bed, and you're making excuses about Ryan. That's not fair. None of this is fair." Linda's voice rose. Other ER staff glanced over. She lowered it again, but the anger remained. "You took vows, Sarah, in sickness and in health. This is literally the in-sickness part, and you chose lunch." Sarah was full-on crying now. "I didn't know what else to do. Ryan was already there, and Marcus said it was okay." "I said okay because what was I supposed to say?" I asked quietly. "Beg you to come? Force you to care that I was hurt? That's not— I do care. You cared more about not being rude to Ryan than about me being in the ER." The words hung in the air. Sarah shook her head desperately. "That's not true. I love you. I wasn't thinking." "No," I agreed. "You weren't." Dr. Reeves appeared, tablet in hand. She took in the scene. Crying wife, angry mother-in-law, stone-faced cop, bruised patient, and her expression went carefully neutral. "Mr. Chen, your vitals are stable. No signs of internal bleeding. I'm comfortable releasing you with strict instructions. Bed rest for at least 3 days. No driving for a week. Follow up with your primary care physician in 72 hours. Return immediately if you experience worsening headache, vomiting, or loss of consciousness." "Understood." She handed me a packet of papers. "Your discharge instructions and prescriptions. Take the pain medication as directed. Ice your ribs 20 minutes every few hours. And Marcus," she looked at me seriously, "you need someone with you for the next 48 hours. Concussion protocol. Is that possible?" I looked at Sarah. She nodded quickly. "Of course, I'll take care of him." Dr. Reeves glanced at David, then back to me. "You have my card if you need anything." The implication was clear. If you need anything, she's not providing. The ride home was silent. David drove. Linda sat in the passenger seat. Sarah and I were in the back. She kept trying to hold my hand. I kept pulling away, not to be cruel, just because I couldn't let her touch me, couldn't pretend everything was fine. We pulled up to our apartment building. David helped me out of the car, up the stairs, into our second-floor unit. Sarah unlocked the door. The apartment looked exactly as I'd left it this morning. Coffee mug in the sink, work bag by the door, normal Thursday morning, before everything changed. David helped me to the couch. Linda went to the kitchen, started making tea without asking. Sarah hovered. "Marcus, can I get you anything? Water? Your pain meds? Do you want to lie down in bed?" "I'm fine here." "Are you sure? The bed would be more comfortable." "Sarah," I looked at her. "I'm fine here." David sat in the armchair across from me. "Marcus, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest, okay? How long has this been going on? The Ryan thing?" Sarah made a strangled sound. "There is no Ryan thing. I'm not asking you." David's voice was cold. "Marcus, I thought about it. About the last 6 months. About the increasing number of work dinners that Sarah came home late from. About the texts I'd seen flash across her phone. Nothing explicit, but familiar, intimate. About the distance growing between us. 6 months, I said. Maybe longer. I'm not sure. Have you talked to her about it?" "A few times. She said Ryan was just a friend, that I was being paranoid." David looked at his sister. "You made him feel crazy for noticing." "I wasn't doing anything wrong." Sarah's voice rose. "We're friends. We have lunch. We text. That's what friends do. Friends don't prioritize each other over spouses in emergencies," Linda said from the kitchen. "Friends don't make their husbands feel paranoid. Friends don't—" She stopped, took a breath. "Sarah, honey, I love you. You're my daughter, but you need to take a hard look at what you've been doing." "I haven't been doing anything." "Then why did you choose Ryan over Marcus today?" David asked. "Explain it to me. Make it make sense." Sarah opened her mouth, closed it, tears streaming down her face. "I panicked," she finally whispered. "When Marcus called, I panicked, because Ryan Ryan was sitting right there, and I knew how it would look if I just left, and I thought Marcus would understand, and you thought wrong, I said, quietly. She looked at me. Marcus, please, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I made a terrible mistake. But I love you so much. Please don't, her voice broke. Please don't give up on us. I wanted to feel something. Anger, hurt, betrayal, but all I felt was tired, so incredibly tired. I need to rest, I said. Can we talk about this later? Of course. She moved toward me. Let me help you to bed. I'm staying on the couch. But Dr. Reeves said, I'm staying on the couch, I repeated, firmer this time. She stopped, nodded. Okay, I'll get you a blanket. After she left the room, David leaned forward. Marcus, I love my sister, but if you need to stay somewhere else, my place is open. No judgment, no questions. Thanks, I'll think about it. Linda brought me tea. I'm going to stay tonight, on the couch in your office, just to make sure you're okay. Linda, you don't have to. I know I don't have to. I want to. Besides, someone needs to make sure Sarah actually takes care of you. Sarah returned with blankets, pillows, my laptop, my phone charger, and my pain medication. Arranged everything carefully, helped me get comfortable. The whole time, not meeting anyone's eyes. David and Linda left around 7 p.m. As David walked out, he pulled me aside. I called work, told my sergeant what happened. He said if you need anything, and I mean anything, the whole department has your back. Your whole department? Your family, Marcus. And what happened today? He shook his head. Just remember, you're not alone in this. After they left, Sarah made dinner. Soup, crackers, easy to eat. She brought it to me on the couch, sat in the chair David had vacated. Marcus, I need you to know something. I sipped the soup, waited. Ryan and I, we're not having an affair. We've never been physical. We've never even talked about it. He's my friend, that's all. Okay? But, she swallowed hard. I think maybe I've been using him as an escape. From us, from our problems, from feeling like we've been drifting apart. And today, when you called, I saw a choice. Come to you and deal with the reality of our marriage. Or stay with Ryan and pretend everything was fine for a little longer. And I chose wrong. I set down the soup. We've been drifting apart because you've been spending all your time with him. I know. You made me feel crazy for noticing. I know. And today, when I needed you most, you weren't there. Her face crumpled. I know. So, what do we do now? She looked at me. Really looked at me. I don't know, but I want to fix this. I want to be better. I want to be the wife you deserve. I don't know if I can trust you anymore, Sarah. The words fell like stones. She started crying again, nodded. I understand. I do, but please don't give up on us yet. Give me a chance to prove I can change. That's all I'm asking. I thought about it. About 3 years of marriage. About the good times before Ryan. About whether people could really change. I need time, I finally said. To think, to heal, to figure out if I even want to try. Okay, she wiped her eyes. Take all the time you need. I'll be here. I'll prove it to you. I promise. The next morning, I woke up to voices in the kitchen. Sarah's voice, talking to someone. I sat up carefully. My ribs screamed. I'd forgotten to take my pain meds before bed. Shuffled to the kitchen. Sarah was on the phone. Don't care. I'm not meeting you for coffee. I'm not meeting you for anything. My husband needs me. Pause. Ryan, stop. Just stop. I can't do this anymore. Whatever this is, it's hurting my marriage. It's hurting Marcus. And after yesterday, her voice broke. I almost lost everything. So no. The answer is no. Don't call me again. She hung up, turned around, saw me standing there. Marcus, hi. Did you need... Was that Ryan? Yes. He wanted to meet up. Talk about what happened. I told him no. And what? What did he say? She looked down. He said I was overreacting. That your family was being dramatic. That it wasn't that big a deal. What do you think? She met my eyes. I think he's wrong. I think it was a massive deal. And I think the fact that he doesn't see that is exactly the problem. Something in my chest loosened. Just slightly. I'm blocking his number, she continued. Deleting him from social media. I'm done. Completely done. I watched her pull out her phone. Watched her block Ryan's number in front of me. Delete him from Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Remove him from her contacts. It felt performative, like she was trying too hard, but it also felt real. Thank you, I said. Don't thank me for doing what I should have done months ago. Over the next few days, Sarah proved herself. She took time off work, stayed with me constantly, helped me to the bathroom when my ribs made it hard to move, made meals, kept the apartment clean, gave me my meds on schedule. Linda came by every day to check on us. David dropped off groceries and stayed for dinner. Sarah's phone stayed silent. No texts from Ryan, no late-night calls. But I still couldn't sleep in our bed, couldn't let her touch me beyond necessary help, couldn't quite forgive. On day 4, during a visit from Linda, Sarah broke down. I don't know what else to do, she sobbed. I'm trying so hard. I'm here, I'm present. I cut Ryan out completely, but Marcus won't even look at me. Linda held her daughter. Honey, you hurt him deeply. It's going to take more than 4 days to fix that, but how long? How long until he trusts me again? I don't know. Maybe never. Maybe he won't want to fix this. And if that happens, you have to accept it. Sarah looked at me. Is that what you want? For this to be over? I thought about it. Really thought about it. I don't know, I said, honestly. I know I'm angry. I know I'm hurt. I know that when I think about you choosing lunch over me, it feels like my chest is caving in. But I also know we built something real before all this. And I don't know if I'm ready to throw that away. So what do? We go to therapy. We work on this. You prove over months, not days, that you can be trusted. And we see if we can fix what broke. She nodded. Okay, yes, whatever it takes. Linda squeezed her daughter's hand. And Sarah, you need to understand something. What David did at that restaurant, exposing you in front of everyone, that's going to follow you. People are going to remember. Your friends, your co-workers, everyone who heard about it, you're going to have to live with that. I know. And Marcus is going to have to live with what you did. Every time he needs you, he's going to wonder if you'll show up. That's the reality you created. I know, Sarah whispered. I know. 3 months later, we were in Dr. Patricia Morrison's office, our marriage counselor, licensed for 16 years, specializing in infidelity and trust recovery. Sarah, Dr. Morrison said, tell Marcus what you learned about yourself in the last 90 days. Sarah took a breath. I learned that I was using Ryan as an escape from intimacy with Marcus, that I was afraid of being vulnerable in my marriage, so I created a pseudo-relationship that felt safer. And when Marcus's accident forced me to choose, I chose wrong, because choosing Ryan meant I could avoid dealing with my fear for a little longer. Dr. Morrison nodded. Marcus, how does that sit with you? It helps, I said, understanding the why, but it doesn't erase what happened, nor should it, Dr. Morrison agreed. Sarah, you made a choice that day that showed Marcus you couldn't be trusted in a crisis. Rebuilding that trust is going to take years, not months. Are you prepared for that? Yes. Even if Marcus decides ultimately that he can't forgive you? Sarah's eyes filled with tears. Even then, we sat in silence for a moment. Marcus, Dr. Morrison turned to me. Are you willing to try? Genuinely try? I looked at Sarah, at the woman I'd married 3 years ago, at the woman who'd failed me when I needed her most, at the woman who'd spent 3 months showing up every single day to prove she could change. Yeah, I said, I'm willing to try.